Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Samardia Selva, and this is my space where we talk about ideas, about deep insights, action, everything in between that helps solopreneurs and change makers keep moving forward without getting stuck in those gaps. I'm
hmm
specifically talking about gaps because my book is just going to be released. It's called Stop, Mind the Gap. Anyways, today I've got a very special guest here with me. She is very resourceful. Just like me, she is very aligned with her ambitions. And she is called Ramona Crabtree-Falkner. She is a transformational empowerment coach. Did I say that right?
Yes.
She's a transformational empowerment coach. She does a lot of interesting things, you guys. She facilitates solopreneur retreats, and she's also a corporate mindfulness speaker. She has spent over 20 years in the holistic wellness space. What she does is she helps professional women break free from burnout, overwhelm, self doubt, so that they can reclaim their energy, so that they can realign with their purpose, and they can thrive both in life and work. So, Ramona, I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Summer.
First things first, burnout. I know this
Mm.
has been a buzzword that even AI keeps throwing around a lot. There is no post that AI writes without using the word fluff or burnout. So, burnout. Sometimes, although we know it's real, we don't even realize that we are in it until it's too late, right?
Mhm.
So, what common signs of burnout or overwhelm do you see often in your clients? And if everybody that's listening right now and nodding along, what is the one first step they should take to start recovering?
So, at the end of the day, we teach what we experience, right? And so, my life as a solopreneur for over 20 years, I have had a brick and mortar for 20 years, and I've just shifted out of that, world. And let me tell you, burnout is something that I experienced over and over and over again. And it was because I wasn't really moving things forward from an intuitive space. I was moving them forward from this, very big brain that I have here that said, this is how you're supposed to do it, because that's how I was trained,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so, in my observation, by the time that these women get to me, the reason that they are experiencing burnout, which burnout looks like fatigue, feeling stuck, feeling completely overwhelmed,
Hmm.
not knowing where to start, and
Yep.
just ultimately feeling like there's no joy in life. When we get to that point, we're too far gone,
Yeah.
right? And it's going to take a hard stop and a hard reset in order to reclaim your energy. So oftentimes what's really happening is we have been operating on systems that say, I have to please you.
Yes. So true.
Or um, I am not good enough. So if I just do what I have to do in order to get by, then I can stay hidden. I can stay
Mm.
small and
Hmm.
no one will see me. Or it is, I have to hustle, hustle, hustle all the time. If I'm hustling, then I'm successful. If I'm hustling, then I'm going to make it. If I'm hustling, I'm going to burn out. That's what
Hustle
that's
culture
what
is
hustling
so
is saying.
absolutely. Hustle culture is so fake. It gives you a
hmm
sense of, you're doing so much, you must be so successful.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
feel about people when I look at them and I think like they're so successful because they're all like full of posts everywhere and people commenting. And
Yeah.
I was in a brick and mortar business too, so I totally relate. In 2012, I had to shut down my doggy daycare,
Mm.
and it was extremely successful in the first 4 years, but next 3 years saw it like gradually declining. The final
hmm
year was where I'm gonna make this work, but I was constantly firing staff or letting them go because I can't
Mm.
afford to pay them. And then I would
Yep.
sit with the dogs in the afternoon when it's very quiet, and I would cry myself to, you know. So that was
And that's
burnout at
burnout
that
right
time.
there.
Yes,
That
yes.
had that experience of like, okay,
Hmm.
I'm doing everything for everyone else, and I'm not feeling accomplished. I'm struggling to
Mm,
make things work,
mm,
right?
hmm.
This is a real thing that happens. And in all honesty, the reason that it happens is because we're misaligned.
That's true. Yes.
because we've built something based on what someone else told us was the way to do it.
Mm.
And don't get me wrong, there are things that we need to learn, systems we need to put in place, practices we need to have.
Mhm, mhm,
But I know where mine was born from. It was born from my childhood. I was
mhm,
told, get your ducks in a row before you do anything. Otherwise, this is what's going to happen. So
mm.
I'm constantly trying to keep those ducks in a row. Well, guess what? Those ducks are going to float off anywhere they want to because they're not actually my ducks.
Hmm, hmm,
So when I started pulling back and going, okay, I'm not enjoying this.
hmm,
This isn't fun for me.
hmm,
Then I had to start going, what do I enjoy?
hmm,
Right? So that's how we start to shift the alignment into what is it that's really lighting me up and turning me on and bringing that sense of purpose forward.
hmm,
And ultimately, it was, okay, I want to be of service. Well, I want to be of service turned into I am a servant
hmm, hmm.
because I'm doing
That's
everything
a
to make
huge
sure,
shift.
right?
Hmm.
I'm doing everything to make everyone else happy. I was taking it on as my responsibility to fix each person that found themselves onto my massage table or into my yoga
Oh,
class.
yes. And
And
people
I had to,
pleasing also
yeah,
could lead to burnout.
exactly. And so ultimately, what had to happen is I had to step out of the space of thinking that it's my responsibility. What is my responsibility? To share information, to be authentically myself,
Exactly. Yes.
and to have a kind, compassionate heart.
Oh,
That's my
wonderful. That's
responsibility in my
perfect.
work.
That's
Yeah.
perfect and that's powerful.
But I wasn't giving those things to myself.
Hmm.
So when that happens, that's when burnout, that's when overwhelm, that's when stuck shows up.
So you figured out that you're burning out because of mindfulness. That's what the next thing that leads me
Yeah.
to. You also do mindfulness speaking. You speak on mindfulness.
Yeah.
So for some people, this is another buzzword, but that's one thing you do, and you're doing it very, very with an aligned heart.
Hmm.
And you speak on mindfulness. Although it feels like a big word, it can actually be very, very simple. People don't get it, right?
Yep.
So I want to ask you one thing. Can you share how you teach mindfulness and daily little practices that you teach so that people can help themselves reduce stress and bring
Yeah.
more calm into their lives? How do you
Yep.
do it?
Yep. So how we marry the issue into mindfulness is this. When we find ourselves in that stuck, overwhelmed burnout, it's because we're not being mindful,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So mindfulness is actively
Hmm.
choosing, purposefully engaging, being in this moment. So mindlessness is when we're just haphazardly moving things forward
Action
without
without
any,
thinking.
yeah, without any clear intention. So for
Mm,
me, mindfulness comes back to intention.
mm,
So as a yoga teacher, which is what a huge part of my background comes from, is with yoga, what we're doing is we're learning to be still.
mm,
We're learning to be present. We're
mhm,
learning to be in the moment. We're learning to harness the mind instead of letting the mind create chaos. Been using this visual with clients over the last
mm,
couple of weeks. Remember, do you remember Peanuts, the cartoon Peanuts? Do you remember the
mhm.
character Pigpen?
No.
Okay, so Pigpen was the one that walked around and had dirt clouds around him all the time.
Hmm.
And so if you go back and you watch, there's this character and he's walking, it's this kid and he's walking around, he's got like dirt clouds walking around with him everywhere he goes. Well, that's what I think of when I think of living outside of mindfulness. Is I've
Mm,
got this cloud of dust and dirt and chaos
mm,
that is consuming me.
mm.
And guess what? It's affecting
Everybody else around
everyone
you.
around me.
I love that.
So, right, right. So, mindfulness is being intentional with yourself as a whole being,
Mm,
because we are a whole being.
mm,
So, am I intentionally scheduling my time? Am I intentionally speaking to another human being? Am I doing things with purpose and intention?
mhm.
Ultimately is what it comes down to. So when I am mindful, I am purposefully choosing how I'm going to use my life.
Correct. That's well put. I'm loving this conversation so far.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's still a lot more to talk. I think you and I can talk on forever. We found so many similarities between you and me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there's another something that I keep playing in my mind a lot, and that is something that you and I talked very recently over Facebook
Hmm.
chat. We often talk about energy alignment. That
Hmm.
for me is big. I have
Hmm.
fired clients because I don't find the energy alignment with them.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, what role does that play? Does energy alignment play in creating balance and joy in your life and
Yep.
resilience, especially for women who are like you and me, we are juggling way too many things.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
what role?
So align that energy alignment, it's if we look at all three of these containers that we've just touched on, burnout and then mindfulness and then energy alignment. So mindfulness happens when we're aligning ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and
Hmm,
moving our life forward on that alignment.
hmm,
So that's what alignment is. It is am I am I constantly balancing the scales? So we don't want to be here
hmm,
or
hmm,
here.
hmm,
We want to be here. So alignment is not flat. It's not without movement.
hmm,
It's a consistent shifting of okay, oh, I'm a little out of balance. Oh, I'm activating my masculine and my feminine, and I'm each is coming in exactly when it needs to, so that those
hmm,
scales continue to balance with one another and feed each other and nourish one another. And we are duality.
hmm, hmm.
We on so many levels that this is a whole nother conversation, but we are duality.
Yes, I'm
So
loving this metaphor so far.
yeah. So when we are um only operating in the yang energy, action,
Hmm.
masculine, movement, go, 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 hustle mentality,
Yes, it is.
that's how we can find ourselves in burnout, overwhelm, or stuck. So how do we adjust that?
Hmm,
Intentional movement of our energies forward. I need to create as much rest and reception and allow things to come to me as much as I need to move the energies actively forward. Because even in rest, even when we're in the yin, we're in the feminine, we're in that reception, that
hmm,
quiet time,
hmm,
that is when things are growing. So if you think of a plant, right? You plant a seed, it doesn't
hmm.
just sprout the next day. You have to
No.
nourish it. It has to sit in the dark for a little while. It has to seek out the light. It grows in time because we give it the time to do it. So I'm going to say that again because I think it's really important for solopreneurs to hear this. When you plant a seed and you're
Hmm,
nourishing it and there's quiet time,
hmm,
it needs time to grow. So that's where these mindfulness practices of, to answer your question, daily practices of breath work.
hmm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, meditation without incorporating a regular practice of meditation, I don't know that I could harness my very busy mind because I'm a Gemini and listen, we operate like this.
We too, we do. I'm a Gemini too. And yes, I have taught yoga, meditation, and breath work.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, I was teaching breath
Yep.
work over Zoom until I
Mm-hmm.
felt very sick. And I'm not in alignment with it because I cannot do this and that at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
business is my thing. But I found my
Yeah.
passion in that too. Just
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
minutes of breath work over Zoom, and I was teaching it because I've taught it since from 1994 to 2001.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And some people are saying I should restart it again because breath work can heal a lot of things. I think it is
Yeah.
breath work that kept me alive.
Well, absolutely, because it's prana, right? It's
Hmm,
energy.
hmm,
And that energy facilitates through the physical body, the
hmm,
mental body, the
hmm,
emotional body, and the
hmm,
spiritual body. And so when we're bringing that energy into our being, then the request that we send to the divine, and then the pause that we allow, then allows the divine to send what you need to bring
Mm,
forward towards you. So I will tell you that in my own experience right now, that magnetization, like aligning myself physically, mentally, and emotionally to the vision that I'm holding for myself,
mhm.
for my business, and for every single thing that I am envisioning for my life
Very nice.
is only happening because I'm co-creating it with the divine.
Very beautiful.
That does not happen in my brain. That happens in my heart.
Mm,
So we want to bring all of those aspects of ourself into alignment with the visions that we're holding, which means that we have to listen when our body is saying slow down.
mm,
We have to
mm.
feel when we're having an emotion that's showing up. We have to process a mental noise that's happening so that we can decide, does that align? Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So where is your training from, Ramon? I'm very curious because you brought the word prana into it. And prana is a Sanskrit word.
Yes, yes, yes. So with yoga, I'm a 300-hour ERYT yoga teacher. I've taught over probably taught closer to 7 or 8 thousand hours worth of yoga over the past 20 years. So I have been in the world of yoga for a long time. The thing is that the asana practice is what is highlighted
Mm,
in our Western world, and it's
mm,
actually like this much of the
mhm,
entire
mhm, mhm,
experience of yoga. So my teachings that I was taught through was Sivananda Yoga was
mhm,
my foundation,
mm,
and then I went into yoga therapy and really started focusing on the energy, the chakra system, and how each of those energy centers speak to us on all of those levels, and they do, and I have a
mhm.
program that teaches all about it.
Nice. Very good.
And so it's just really important to understand that when we are operating outside of our authentic truths,
Mm,
when we are building a life or a business or an experience that is based on programming that we were taught versus our trusting our own intuition
mm,
and really stepping our life forward from that heart, that truth, that purpose, that's the difference between creating a life that feels joyful and abundant and accessible and a life that feels overwhelming, stuck, or ultimately feeling burnt out. So we have to do that through mindfulness. We have to do that through quieting ourselves, and we have to do that through finding practices. And yoga is not the only one. It's just the one that I use.
it's a very
There's
powerful
so
one.
many.
It's a very
Yeah,
powerful one.
agreed.
Yoga goes
Agreed.
way beyond asanas and breathing. I also practice mudras. I used to
Mm-hmm.
practice neti pot,
Mm-hmm.
shodhana and
Mm-hmm.
all that.
Yep. Yep.
Cannot do
Yep.
that anymore without coughing and spluttering. But
Yep.
there's way too many things that go with it. The
There's so
meditations are like,
right. And it's such a powerful philosophy to live by.
mm,
And it absolutely transformed my life because I was raised as a codependent.
mhm,
I was raised to please other people. So breaking that was because yoga found me.
mm, mm.
And because of that, I found me.
That's beautiful. That's profound. It's really profound.
Mhm.
And I think we should book a call and have a private chat because you are an extremely interesting person, Ramona. And we
Thank
have so
you.
much we can talk about. But for our audience, I have one statement of gratitude. Thank you so much because you have been a beta reader for my book in progress. And I
Mm,
want to thank you a lot for that because English is not my first language. I've
mhm,
been depending on people to tell me, like, this doesn't make sense. And you
mm,
have brought in a few insights that changed a couple of ways the book is written. So
mm.
I want to ask you something. Can you give my listeners a little sneak peek of your thoughts
Oh.
about my book so far?
Well, I'll just put it this way. I spent probably 30 minutes in chat with you yesterday on DMs because
Hmm.
the section that I read on is it okay if I share the gap that
Yeah,
I'm going to reference
absolutely.
to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The visibility gap was this is the word that I have been using for the last 2 years is
Mm,
I want to fill the space between the magic that I have to share and the person that needs it.
mm,
And the chapter on the visibility gap, I mean, I literally was like in my bed in the morning reading, just casually allowing this. And then all of a sudden I was like, like brain blown
Wow.
emoji. And I got out of bed and I ran to my computer and I was like, I need to, and I started like pounding, didn't even finish the chapter. I was like, I've got to get this grounded because I can see right now what it is that's not working for me. And
Mm.
in 3 hours, I came up with a whole intention and plan about how I'm moving forward for the next 90 days on LinkedIn.
Wow. Ramona, I wrote this book so that I can inspire action in everybody that reads it. And when three of my beta readers told me that they immediately started taking action, I am so grateful for this opportunity for actually having written that. Like I kept saying, I started it in 2018. Only the outline was done.
Mhm.
And then the outline was tweaked in 2021, then in 2023, then in 2024. Finally, my business coach was like, you either start writing and finish that book or we give up. But I am so grateful for this opportunity for being responsible for spurring some action from me.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
Well,
Thank
and
you.
to be honest with you, like that's the thing, right? Is if you don't take the inspiration that's planted on your heart and move it forward, somebody else will. So,
Yes.
um, what I would say to you, just from an energetic perspective and what I do, you didn't write that book until it was ready to be written.
Yes, I think so. That's a thought that's been coming to me again and again
Mhm,
and again. And the three people that told me they took immediate action, nothing happens for no reason.
mhm,
You were supposed to be my beta reader because you were supposed to take action at this time.
mhm.
And I'm glad that it reached you at the right time and it started something within you.
Yeah,
So this has been a very rich conversation. Thank you so much, Ramona, for sharing your
absolutely.
wisdom with us today. And thank you for being a beta reader. Thank you for being a part of my community. I operate from gratitude. So thank you for everything
Hmm.
that you do. Thank you for just being you.
Thank
And
you. I offer that same gratitude.
to everybody tuning in today, if you got value from this chat, hit that subscribe button, of course, and hit a like. Stick around for more conversations like this. I have conversations with people that profoundly change other people's lives. It doesn't mean that you have to be an influencer to be on this podcast. Somebody that has changed one person's life profoundly or a few people's lives. These are the people that come to my podcast. So until next time, keep showing up, keep connecting the dots, and keep moving forward. Don't be stuck in the gap.